Welcome to the video, and yes, you are not mistaken, these are pink trousers and I'm not naked from the waist down. And you're probably thinking, if you're not new here, where have you been? And secondly, what is this? If you are new here, then you're probably equally thinking, what the fuck's this dude standing there with pink trousers on? And that's completely understandable. I'm going to introduce you to one of the best cars you could probably buy on the internet today. Facebook Marketplace is full of 1 litre shitboxes like this that are perfect for you to do degenerate behaviour with. And so this is my new to me, brand new Toyota Aygo Mark 1. And like I said before, you're probably thinking, Ross, where's your C1? Like, what happened to that? I can't go into too many details for legal reasons, but let's just say the police have it and it's probably crushed and no longer living. Again, we'll not go into that. So instead of thinking onwards and upwards, I literally just replaced it with another shitbox, just the same as it, but actually it's worse. It's way worse, a lot worse. I'll tell you exactly why it's worse. I mean, firstly, red paint on these things doesn't tend to stay either red or on the car. So yeah, the clear coat is peeling off in a number of different places. And not just the clear coat peeling off, but the previous owner decided that they should probably, I don't know, just drive into something there. So it's quite dented. And we move around to the front. Ignore the bonnet for 1 minute, just for 1 minute. They also drove into a snowdrift, which means there's damage on the front. You might notice as well the significant shade difference between the front bumper and the rest of the car. That apparently is just normal. That's just a Toyota thing. And then let's move on round nicely to the fact that this light just really isn't that secure, and the panel gaps are massive, mainly because it was driven into a snowdrift. And now we can finally move on to, yeah, I did that to the bonnet, but there's good reason. The paint was peeling significantly on this anyway, in the same way the rest of the car has. And so I thought, I'm going to attack it with some sandpaper because that will make a massive bit of difference. And it did. The paint is no longer peeling, but it looks like this. So I thought, I need a plan. And this is as far as I got. And you're probably thinking, but what are you doing with this car, Ross? What's the point in having it? Firstly, I thought it's a nice cheap motor that replaces my C1. Perfect, that's exactly what I need. And then I thought, but I wanted to do stupid things with the C1, so I'm probably going to do stupid things with this. So then I started to do stupid things with this. I'll give you a guide on the interior and then I'll go through the entire plans. Apart from the fact that it's completely messy because I filled it with shit, you'll notice that it has these things. And for the younger viewers, you might not know what these are, but these are to wind down the windows. They are an antique now for some cars because it's good to do some exercise in the morning when you need to, wind your window down. And the eagle-eyed will notice that there isn't actually a rev counter there because apparently you don't need one in this car. And if you've ever seen one of these cars before, you might notice that that blank there is where the air conditioning is, because who needs air conditioning when it gets to, 40 degrees in this country? Yeah, apparently not me. But addressing the elephant in the room, or the good elephant, is that thing. That thing. That is my AliExpress head unit that I fitted myself. Yeah, I did a thing, and it works. I bought the cheapest I could AliExpress head unit. It was like $50, and a sub, which I will take you to in a minute, and fitted it to this car, increasing its value by at least 4 times. It's got fuel in at the moment, so makes a difference. Believe it or not, before that point it had the OEM stereo in it, and I was using the aux cable to actually attach to my phone, which meant it drained the battery on my phone. I couldn't charge it. It was a pain. So I bought this for 50 quid, replaced it, and look, we have this amazing. It takes a while to boot up. It takes about 23 seconds. I counted it, but now I can at least I can use it. I can use my phone. It does CarPlay and everything like that for $50. So to be honest, that is the very best thing about this car, I'm not gonna lie. The second best thing about this car is in the boot, and it's probably the most well-prepared car that I've got, and I'll show you why. Aside from not having any holders to hold this up, which is fun, look how prepared that is. It says it's not 2-stroke, it's just normal fuel. So I've got a bit of fuel in there just in case. I got my €50 sub. And I tell you what, That's all you need. In this little car, that is literally all you need. I've got a full toolkit, coolant, jump leads, literally everything. Everything you could possibly, like, I've never been so prepared in my life. I should probably add that I didn't actually put any of that stuff in there, apart from the sub and the fuel and the toolkit. Okay, so I did put some of it in there, but I feel like I'm finally growing up and being less degenerate. Speaking of which, let's go to the plans. What am I going to do? Why have I got this thing? Like I said, the paint's really terrible. Like it's awful and it's dents on it, so I don't really care that much about this car, which is actually quite a nice position to be in. At the same time, it kind of looks a bit shit. So I thought, what can I do? I bought a compressor and I thought I could paint it properly. And I thought, I can't do that because that takes people with skill and I have none of that. And that would take a lot of time to learn how to do that, and I am impatient. So what is the best thing I can do? Then I attempted to wrap it. That went terribly. Like the worst. I cannot do that. So I thought, lowest thing I can do is spray it with Raptor better.